It was 1995 and Channel 4 in the UK first broadcast the sitcom set on a remote Irish island that focused on the parochial house of Fathers Ted, Dougal and Jack, along with faithful house help stroke tea maker Mrs Doyle. Father Ted is one of those rare TV shows where every episode is gold, and if it wasn't for the tragic untimely death of the lead actor Dermot Morgan, who knows what would have happened on Craggy Island. So with a Feck, Arse, girls, let's count down our top 10 moments. But first, here are 10 TED facts with Neil.
Thank you very much, Pav. So here we go. The show ran from 1995 to 1998.
Buckaroo, the sport of kings.
Dermot Morgan played Father Ted Crilly. Morgan died suddenly at age 45 in February 1998, shortly after filming the third and final season.
Arnold? Who's Arnold?
The show takes place on Craggy Island, a remote parish in Ireland, where Father Ted Crilly, Father Dougal Maguire and Father Jack Hackett live. However, much of the filming was done in County Clare, Ireland.
These are small, but the ones out there are far away.
Though it's a comedy, Father Ted often had a satirical and dark edge, addressing Irish Catholicism, politics and social issues in an exaggerated and humorous way.
Drink, drink, drink!
Steve Coogan, the Alan Partridge star, was offered the role that was eventually played by John Kenny in the Euro Song episode. One of my bitterest regrets is that I didn't play the part in Father Ted because they offered me the part of an RTE presenter during the Eurovision, Coogan told Ryan Trubody in 2013.
Just give us a bit of a warning when you're going to do anything sort of...
What are you doing? Sorry, Ted. I just remembered Aliens is on after the news.
Blink and you'll miss him, but that's Roxy Music star and U2 producer Brian Eno shaking hands with Ted in the episode Going to America.
And instead of a mouth, it's got 4 arses.
The character traits of Mrs Doyle are said to be based on writer Graham Linehan's own mother. However, at no time in all of the episode is the housekeeper's first name revealed.
July 19th. I wouldn't know, Ted, you big bollocks.
The theme song for Father Ted was composed by Neil Hannon of the Divine Comedy. The song's whimsical melody and lyrics became immediately recognisable.
Night, Dougal. Night, Ted. Big feckin' Egypt.
Entertainer Graham Norton appeared in 3 episodes of Father Ted.
I'm a happy camper!
And in its short run, Father Ted won 15 awards, including BAFTAs and Comedy Awards.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Indeed, it would be an ecumenical matter. Welcome to Top 10 Father Ted Moments. You've heard the dulcet tones of Neil. Hello, Neil.
Hello, Pav. Nice to be here with you.
Nice for you to be here. And it's lovely to have Father Harvey to join us for this episode. I really didn't realise. What I would love, Harvey, is for you to stand up and have stockings and suspenders on.
Is that love or a kink?
I can't do that, I'm afraid, because I have stockings and suspenders but no pants.
Well, it's lovely to have you with
arse.
us. Indeed, it's lovely to have you with us, Harvey.
Lovely to be here.
Are you a fan of podcasts?
I'm a huge fan of podcasts, yeah.
And what's your favourite? Apart from this one, obviously.
Oh, it's tough. I rotate through quite a few, to be honest.
Do you?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of sports ones. A lot of sports ones I get through. Just I do like artwork and painting and stuff, so that just keeps me company. I'm a big fan of Film versus History. That's probably my favourite at the moment.
Nice. And like I say, apart from this one, obviously,
Obviously.
which will now be your favourite because you're now a part of this podcast.
Well, I can give you my top 10 podcasts if you like.
Well, that'd be
Go on then. What is your top 10 podcast?
That's a joke. But yeah, all the time.
We've already done that episode. So we're here to celebrate Father Ted. Now, I don't know about you guys. This has probably been one of the most fun research moments of working out a top 10, because I not only was at work and listened to every episode just to get myself back into it, but then I went on a deep dive and for me, it's moments. It's not whole episodes that I've chosen. It's moments that make me laugh, sort of probably more than anything else. I can't remember where I put Father Ted in my top 10 UK comedy shows. I think it was number 3, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe even number 2. But for you guys, how easy or hard was it to get your top 10 together? Start with you, Neil.
Well, as always with these things, to find moments when it's so littered with comedy gold, it was really hard. So I had to just basically write the ones down that I really stuck out in my mind, and then researched it again and just clarified that those were the ones. Because just getting 10 comedy moments from, like we say, 3 series of pure gold, yeah, that's pushing it somewhat. But I got there. I used all the ones that, like I said, I didn't have to look up, that I could remember, that properly make me belly laugh.
Yeah. What about you, Harvey?
Yeah, I found it really tough. I'm a big fan of Father Ted, and I had probably half of them in my head ready to go, and then I watched the rest of the series back to get an idea of what to do for this podcast. But there were so many just like tiny little moments that I wanted to pick. They were just so tiny. I couldn't. Yeah, it was really tough.
And I think that's the beauty of this show, is there are so many moments where there'll be a excuse me, a quick cut to something that is just like, that's what the laugh is. It goes to a quick cut to a storm outside when Dougal said, "Oh, it's lovely out again." You know, it's those kind of little moments that's my kind of comedy. I just had a look. Actually, it was my number 5 in my top 10 sitcoms. So I thought it was a lot higher than that, I must admit. So yeah. Oh, before we do anything else, we've got to do this.
Lisa's challenge.
What the fuck are you saying?
Okay, Lisa's challenge, Harvey, is basically how many you think we're going to have the same. So how many duplicates in the top 10. Now, it's always a little bit more difficult when there's 3 of us, because we got to get all 3, exactly the same. So in the 10, how many do you think we're going to have exactly the same, Harvey?
I'm going to go for a solid 3.
Ooh, okay. Neil, what do you reckon?
I actually, in my head, I was going to say 4. So there you go. I'll stick with 4 then.
Okay. I'm going to go... yeah.
It's going to be hard, isn't it? There's probably it's going to be so many to choose from. Who knows?
Okay, I'm going to... That's a definite. I'm going to go 2 then. Let me go 2.
Okay.
Let me go 2. So before we actually delve in then, so Harvey, what would you say is your favourite season or series, and what's your favourite episode? Oh, I keep losing my voice.
I think my favourite series would probably be the 3rd one. There's just a few like all-time classics in there.
I agree with
that. What was the other thing you said? My favourite.
And what's your favourite singular episode?
It's tough, I think it would probably, if I had to choose one, it'd probably be the football one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Neil, what about you?
Well, I was going to say series 3. Likewise, there's just some great episodes in there. But overall, favourite episode, I don't know, is the honest answer. I can't really... I don't know. Oh, no, I don't know. That's sprung on me. I don't know. All of them. I just really enjoy them. It's really hard.
I think, again, as much as the fact that the Father Ted, there seems to be no lull. The first episode is great, and then I can't think of any episode where you go, no, that was more of a filler episode than anything else. But I have to say the Pat Mustard episode, Speed 3, is an all-time classic. And then also the Richard Wilson, Victor Mildred, they go to the they go to the mainland. If anything, just for the fucking birds again. That bit when the birds come and steal Father Jack's glasses. It's one of those great lines. Okay, let's get enough of this bullshit. Come on, we need to get down to the nitty-gritty now. So Harvey, as you are the guest, give us your number 10 moment.
Wow, man after my own heart, Pav. I've gone for this was also a choice from our mutual friend and confidant, Mel.
Right.
This was her choice, but I couldn't leave this out when I saw it. It's Pat Mustard's walk.
Right. Yes.
He's bringing the milk. He's got milk in each hand, shoulders back, big swinging cock. And he is
That's
just...
exactly what it is. I've always felt that like the reason he walks like that is because his balls are really big. Do you know what I mean? It's like his balls are so big that he cannot literally put his legs together, you know? And then it's that 70s style music, like style music that plays while he's walking. And he's walking at the day. It's so good. Such a great character. Such a yeah. That's a great one to start with.
It's a short one, but that would be my
yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I was going to say I was making sure I didn't have that one, but that's a great one to start with. Great one to start with. I should have downloaded the music, shouldn't I? So we could have had that playing. Go on then, Neil. You're number 10.
Well, you had a clip of this bit, a little bit of this. It's when Ted and Dougal are playing the games, and Ted wants to play chess, Dougal wants to play Buckaroo, but it's Father Jack in the background of this, where he sets it's when he's trying to light the cigarette and he sets his own hair on fire, and then he just sits there and starts reading with it on fire, reading the nudie mag. I don't know why, but that always creases me. But, yeah, we're going for strange moments, but yeah, that always makes me laugh. That moment,
and when Dougal says, "Oh no, actually, I'd like to play chess."
Oh,
and
yeah.
Father Ted says, "Oh, okay then. No, I'm only joking."
That's it. Yeah.
The Game of Kings. That is a good one. What episode's that?
What's it called? I can't think what it's called. That episode.
Is that I think that's the one when the priests are coming to bless.
The bishops are coming.
Yeah, the bishops. Yeah.
The stone. Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. I can't remember.
That's with the bit where Dougal goes, "Ah!"
That's
Aliens
it.
Aliens
on the telly. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, strong start. Okay, I'm cheating for number 10. It is one specific moment, but it's John and Mary. Well, it is one specific moment. It's John and Mary, the couple that own the shop. But it's the specific moment will be from season 1 when they're getting everything ready for the fair. And I can't remember which one says it. I think the bloke says, the woman said, "Oh no," she says, "You've got a face like a pair of tits," and he says, "Well, at least that's one pair between us." That's such a great line. And the fact that as soon as one of the priests turn up, as soon as one of the fathers turn up, they're all lovey-dovey, even though they got one's got a knife behind their back and one's got a bloody crowbar behind their back, and they're smacking this shit out of each other.
Yes.
But they always have to be like nice, really nice to the priests. Do you get that, Harvey, when you're walking around being a priest? Is everyone like really, really nice to you?
I was going to say I've experienced a few couples like that when I was younger.
That's it. That's while you're doing your work, I'm assuming. While
I'm spreading the word of the good Lord. Yeah,
indeed. Yeah, spreading something, I'm sure. Okay. Your number 9, then, please, Harvey.
So. We've just spoken about it, but the bit where Dougal has a conversation with the bishops that come to bless the stone and turn it into a grade 2 relic. And the bishop asks him if he has any doubts. And he just says the most simple thing that he doubts. It makes the bishop quit religion completely. And he bails from the church and goes for the hippie van to India.
That's right. Because when Ted goes and sees him, he goes to him and says, "Well, it's all a bit stupid, isn't it?" He says it's all a bit stupid. Yeah.
He's like, well, what part are you struggling with? It's like, oh, well, you know, the bit where he's up in heaven and then we all go to heaven and stuff. He's like, yeah, well, that.
Oh, God. It's interesting to, I mean, obviously, it would never, ever be carried on or remade, but I did notice that. I mean, I know that obviously Graham Linehan's had a lot of controversy in his life. It's not all about his comedy anymore. It's more about social issues and stuff. But he was saying that there was going to be a Father Ted musical.
That's right.
Wow.
Which would have been interesting. It would have been very interesting because I know that is it Pauline McClough that plays Mrs Doyle? She doesn't like talking about Father Ted anymore.
Really?
She finds that they did a revisit of it with Ardal O'Hanlon and Frank. What was his name that played Father Jack? I apologise. I'm
name,
terrible
Yeah.
with names. But they all came back and was all talking about the series, but she doesn't. I think it's because obviously Ted passed away very early, and I think it sort of like really upset her, so she doesn't like going back. But it would have been lovely to have seen what they would have done with it, because it was going to be a continuation of the story of a Father Ted musical. I think that would have been really, really interesting to see, but we'll probably never see it now.
Probably never. And talking of Graham Linehan, are you a fan of his other shows? Did you like Black Books?
The IT Crowd, definitely. I was a massive fan of that. Never really got into big books. Black Books.
I love Black Books. I think it's absolutely hilarious as well. I genuinely do. Yeah, belly laugh nearly every episode.
Harvey,
I've watched Black Books, but I kind of caught onto it quite late. I wasn't an enormous fan. But was there something else he's done quite recently?
Well, the last one was the IT Crowd, wasn't it? Like a comedy series.
Yeah, because I mean, he not that we want to really delve into it, but he pretty much got cancelled, didn't he? And in regards to a lot of, because I was watching an interview that he was doing. He said that like he had meetings with Steve Martin and over in America to do stuff with him, and that all the Father Ted thing, which was basically his pension, all got took away, and everything got took away, and now I don't know what he does now, but
stand up. That's it.
I know. I did see that he does some stand up, but it would have been fascinating to see who they would have cast as an official Father Ted, sort of continuation. It would have been fun to see it, but there you go. And again, the thing is, it's the same as like with a John Lennon or with a Kurt Cobain. If Ted hadn't have died, if Dermot Morgan hadn't have died, would it, run its course, and would it have got a bit more tiring? And rather than 3 series, fantastic, every episode gold.
I did read about something that Graham Linehan had said. That he said that the idea was he was only going to do 3 series and then do specials.
Right.
If it was ever going to happen again, he felt that the series format had run its course. Right. He could do like specials for Channel 4. So we'll never see those either.
We'll never see those. No, no. Oh, a bit of a downer, isn't it? Anyway, let's lighten things up, Neil, with your number 9.
So all I need to say is Father Jack's brick.
I love my brick.
I don't know why it's another thing that just tickles my fancy, and I mean personally, I'm going to say I think Father Jack is my favourite character now. There's just something about it, that the unruliness of him, the everything about him is just hilarious. Not that I'm dismissing what the other two, Dougal and Father Ted himself do, because they're properly hilarious, but now, the older I'm getting, whether I'm becoming relatable, because I do walk around with my brick all the time, whether it's that, I don't know. I really don't. But yeah, Father Jack has become my favourite now. Just I can't not laugh whenever he's on screen.
And that's really for doing. Not saying he doesn't do anything, but it's one word answers a lot of the time, or just glares
genius,
at the camera.
Isn't it?
It's not. Until he does break the character, when all of a sudden he becomes that time when it's during Lent when they
when they try and sober him up,
and all of a sudden he's sober, and he goes, I'm still on that fecking island.
That's right.
I love that.
Yeah,
the brick. Okay, we haven't got any duplicates so far, so that's
not
good.
So far.
Yeah.
So my number 9 is from Series 1, Episode 5, and God Created Woman. That's the one with Gemma Craven, and it's F Your Effing Wife. This is when Mrs Doyle decides to tell the Father Ted that she doesn't like those kind of books, when it's all this swearing with feck and feck you and feck you up your ass and all that kind of stuff. And I love the fact, because I find the comedy where it just goes on that little bit too much, that's where it's the funniest kind of comedy. And the fact that she keeps going on with all these different, the F word and all that kind of, you big bastard and all that kind of stuff. And the Irish accent as well. I seem to find that like swearing in an Irish accent is a lot more funnier than anything else. I don't know whether you guys agree.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Irish and Glaswegian, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just hits differently.
Yeah, I suppose because it also sounds very menacing
Celtic,
as well.
isn't it? It's the Celtic.
It's
the
that
hint
menacing
to it.
thing. Yeah, even if it's a woman saying it, it just sounds very menacing and kind of turns me on. No,
Are you a fan of the Irish accent?
I love the Irish accent,
Harvey. You know.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Celtic accent. Anyway, Scottish, Irish. I think it's really nice.
Yeah.
Apart from
Yeah,
that
I
lad
grew
on
up
that
in,
interview that you could barely hear. Do you ever see that when they were talking about the snow and you couldn't make out a word he was saying?
Thomas got frostbite.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Which is unintentionally really funny, but yeah, that's a bizarre one, isn't it?
Oh dear. Okay then, Harvey, your number 8, please.
It's when they're holding the raffle for the car and they have the Spin Master DJing and he forgets all of his record but one. Just goes down by the specials.
That's
Just plays it non-stop the whole night. And then at the end when they wrap things up, it's like, oh, please, all standing for the national anthem. And he goes again.
Let's have it on just while we're talking about it. What was that? What was that priest's name? Because I love the fact that every priest had a name, didn't they? Even though there were some weird priest names, but
they call him the Spin Master. But I'm not sure
he was a Spin
name.
Master. Yeah, I can't find it. I'll try and find it. Oh dear, so good though. I ain't gonna find it. Too long. It's another thing as well. We're looking at mid-90s, aren't we?
And it's 95, the way that, wasn't it? So,
yeah, the one thing that I whenever, I mean, you're too young to know this, Harvey, but anytime you see anything that was like filmed in the 70s, it always likes it was just greys and browns. It's never like a vivid colour. And I always feel like Father Ted, maybe it's because it was shot in Ireland and it's that kind of everything. There's never a blue sky day. It's always grey.
But that was purposely done.
And damp. Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like, it's just, everything looks grey and damp and the colours are very sort of trodden down. And it just reminds me so much of like 70s sitcoms. You know, nothing's glamorous at all, is it? The only time it's glamorous is when, like, Ted manages to, I don't know how he manages to escape at the start of that one, is it the start of a series or start of an episode? And he's at that new parochial house and they're going to have pheasant for tea.
Oh, in Dublin, yeah.
Yeah, Dublin, and then the accountant is going, yeah, everything seems fine apart from these two little things that you've got on here. And then it quick cut to Dougal opening the door, Ted! But everything just looks so fucking dour and so, like, you know, it's just horrible. And this episode, that song fits that perfect because it is such a dour and depressing. It's a great song, don't get me wrong. It's a fantastic tune.
I know they're completely different, but the look of it reminds me a lot of League of Gentlemen in the sense that it always is. Yeah, it's always sort of almost downbeat and depressing area that you're in. It just
the wide shots have always got like a little. There's like a lot of space if they're just focusing on a house or something.
Yeah,
there's a lot of empty space around them. It always makes you feel kind of a bit cold when you're watching it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Going back to Black Books, it's like that when they live in the shop. It's just it makes you feel dirty when you're in there with them, but purposely so because they are so bloody dirty. You know, even when the air has dust.
Okay, so that was my what was that? No, where are we?
Number 8.
Number 8. That was your number 8, wasn't it?
That was, yeah.
That was right. That's your number 8. So your number 8, then, please, Neil.
So I'm going to bring in Mrs. Doyle. It's the Christmas episode where she's hanging the decks, and every time you see her, she avoids the fall. So I'm a big fan. I'm a bit like you, Pav. We like a bit of physical comedy as well if it's done really well.
Yeah.
And I think she plays this so well. I mean, avoiding which way she's going to fall till eventually she catches herself on the window and it spins and out she goes. It's just pure physical comedy gold, and she does it so well. And yeah, that's a belly laugh for me in that series. Yeah, in that episode, I should say. Sorry.
That's true. Like Laurel and Hardy.
The moment, yeah, absolutely it is, and it just reminds me of that. And when people try and do it, not that I watch modern sitcoms because I will be quite controversial. The majority of modern sitcoms are shite; they're not funny anymore. And to see anybody try and do a physical comedy like that, they just haven't got the spirit or the will or the know-how anymore.
Is that an age thing, do you reckon, though? I mean, Harvey, you're a lot younger than us. What would you say is the best sort of sitcom that's out at the moment?
I'll be honest with you, I don't really keep up with what's out at the moment, sitcom-wise. My favourite is Frasier of all time. So
Oh, right, okay.
I think that's got. I don't know. You've not seen it, right, Pav? I don't know about
I'm
you,
not.
Neil.
Yeah, I've never.
No,
I
I've
was a
never really
massive
watched
Cheers.
it.
I love Cheers, but for some
Some of
reason,
the-
never got into Frasier. And I
Some
definitely
of the
won't now, 'cause
writing
it
and
it seems weird seeing Rodney in Frasier. It doesn't
yeah, the
seem
the
right.
original is it's amazing. Some of the, like you said, the physical comedy, the writing, some of it is just incredible. Like really, like old school kind of way of doing things. Some of it is absolutely stunning. I don't know if people will have the balls to do it now. I don't know if
Well,
people are that wired into it.
I don't know. I think it's just a dying art myself.
Yeah.
It really is. You know, even when you go back to like Aiden, Rick Mail doing the Dangerous Brothers and Into Bottom and that. I mean, sometimes it was funny. Bottom was very hit and miss for me. Ooh, that's what she said.
I'll ding that, Neil. I'll have to ding that one.
But you know, when they were in their earlier stuff, the young ones and that, their physical comedy was fantastic. And I don't know, you just don't see it anymore. And I've sort of delved into a few sitcoms. I mean, Gavin and Stacey was okay, but you know, it's a bit of a shrug. I think it was a bit of a phenomenon in its time. But I can't think of any modern sitcoms that I really belly laugh at. I really can't.
Very hard to think of anything that's
Yeah.
It's. I mean, like again, I would rather just sit and watch The Office or IT Crowd or Father Ted or whatever.
Repeats of your old classics, and that's what I tend to do. I mean, I was lent, but it's not modern. It's about 2015. Was Sean Locke's 14 Stories High? Somebody lent me the DVD of the series of that, and that was funny. I will give it that. But again, that's what 10 years ago now. So
Yeah.
I think that the other thing is that it's more. Well, I say more. I mean, like the royal family is bloody 20 odd years.
That's right.
Old now, isn't it? But that was just people sat down and sort of like.
But it's about the characters, wasn't it? A bit again like Father Ted. You fall in love with the characters and you enjoy the characters and the way they're written. I mean, yeah, I think Royal Family is bloody hilarious. It did dwindle at the end. They ran it for a bit too long. I certainly believe that. But when they dealt with things, again, like all great sitcoms, when they deal with something that's moving, they do it really well. Like Grandma's death in the Royal Family. It's
but it wasn't
funny,
slapstick,
yet
was it? There was no slapstick stuff.
Well,
in
no,
it.
they never moved to do slapstick.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like that's where comedy seemed to be, where it was more real. And I'm just trying to think. I feel like we're missing something. I feel like we're missing an amazing comedy that was full of slapstick.
A recent one.
Yeah, but I can't think of what it is.
I mean, I've never really enjoyed that. I've tried to watch it. That Not Going Out, is it? Yeah, no, that didn't do it for me. And yeah, I've tried to look at comedies that people have told me are really funny. Like somebody said, oh, you should watch Outnumbered. And I tried that and it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't hilarious either. It's just watching a family that was mildly amusing.
Of course, there's Mrs Brown's Boys, of course.
Yeah, that can go to fucking hell.
Oh, Father Harvey, we need some enlightenment.
Banish that one. You can exercise that one, Father.
I do think that's the first time that I've ever mentioned Mrs Brown's Boys in the podcast, so I apologise.
The last hope.
I'm going to hell. I am going to hell. Okay, so Mrs Doyle hanging the decks.
Yes.
That's your number 8. My number 8, I'm going for season 3. Episode, I think the majority of mine are from season 3, but season 3, episode 7, Night of the Nearly Dead, and Owen McLove. I can't remember. Is it Ted or Dougal? But he says, "I could have you killed." I love that moment, and also the moment when they take the jumper out of the cake, where they I just think that Owen McLove is just I mean, I've seen, if you see on YouTube and that and TikTok and that now, 3 or 4 of the priests all go around and do all the different Comic-Cons.
I've seen that. It's so good, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they do all look their age now. They don't look like they did in the show. I mean,
Apart
even
from, I think the boring priest,
Father Stone.
he looks exactly the same.
Oh, really?
He does. And the thing is, I'm friends with him on Facebook. I'm friends
right,
with him.
no way.
Michael Redman, his name is, and I did message him to find out if he'd give it, but he never messaged me back. So he's probably at Father Ted's
Did you try
house.
to poke him?
I definitely didn't try and poke him. Probably end up being struck by lightning again if I tried to poke him. But yeah, that whole episode again is just, well, we're going to say it about every episode. It's just such a laugh. And Owen McLove is such a great character because it's the Daniel O'Donnell of it all, isn't it? With the fact that he just like moves a microphone from one hand to the other, and it's an amazing dance move that he's doing, and all these crowd of like middle-aged women are all going crazy. It's one of my favourite episodes, that one. So I have got that as my number 8. Okay.
Can I just say we've had no matches yet?
No matches at all.
Yeah.
And I think that proves just how strong it is as a comedy show, that we're all picking completely different but hilarious moments.
It's got so many moments.
So many moments. Okay, give us your number 7 moment then, Harvey.
It is the Owen McLove episode, and it's when Mrs Doyle knows that Owen McLove is coming, and word starts to spread. And she's in the supermarket, and there's a woman about 20 paces behind her, and you just see her glide without moving a step. It is one of the funniest things. It's so simple, and it's just the way she just kind of fruit spice.
She's on wheels or something, isn't she? It's sort of there's I love.
We tried to recreate one of our sketches many years ago.
We did many years ago.
Really?
We absolutely did, when Neil was trying to pick fruit out from a Waitrose thing, and he just started sliding along.
Yeah, I was stood in a trolley. It was really hard to stay upright, but yeah, it did work sort of, not as well as they did it, but yeah, it was funny.
Oh, that's such a good one. Again, a lot of our listeners are from over the pond, are American, and I would love to know whether this translates, because I find it's very British comedy, the Father Ted.
It is, yeah.
And
it's very Irish as well.
Yeah.
It's very rooted in Irish culture.
Yeah. I would love to know if that does translate. So maybe some of our American friends can have a little watch on BritBox or whatever it is, on BBC America, and let us know if it does... if it does travel that well, because I'd be fascinated to know that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever known anyone American that's watched it before.
Really?
I'll interesting, yeah.
I'll put it out to them and see if anybody has seen it. I'm sure there'll be some of the Anglophiles out there that
Did they make an American version of it?
Oh, God, I hope not. I don't think they did.
I don't think so. Not that I'd ever heard, but you never know with America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching a video where it was showing all the different, like the in-betweeners that they made and the IT crowd that they made, which was awful. The Only Fools and Horses with John Leguizamo.
I didn't even know they did that.
They did. No. John Leguizamo was Del Boy.
Who's John Leguizamo?
He was in he was in John Wick. He was in Moulin Rouge. You've seen John Wick, haven't you?
I haven't actually, no.
Have you not? Father Harvey.
I was going to say he plays Toulouse-Lautrec, doesn't he?
He's Toulouse-Lautrec. He's one of those kind of character actors that always turns up in loads of stuff, and you know the face, but you wouldn't. So yeah, have a look after. But yeah, I don't know how long ago the I think they only did the pilot, but it is awful. It's just it's terrible, and as an idea, it's just ridiculous. Gavin and Stacey, they did one of those as well, which again,
apparently that was awful.
They did They did a This Country one, right?
They did, which had 2 seasons, I think, 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, 2 seasons.
Wow.
2 seasons, yeah. Paul Feig and...
Have you, did you ever see those? Anybody ever see those This Country ones?
I don't think it ever got shown over here.
No. I read some of the reviews and they weren't very kind.
No.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that did kind of relatively well over there was Shameless.
Oh, the remake of that, yeah. I know people that prefer the American version over the British version.
Really?
Yeah.
And of course, The Office, which I find is better than the original one.
And me.
I think that's, by far. Go on then, Neil. You're number 7.
So it's, let's kick Father Brennan up the arse.
Oh, that's my number 7.
Is it really?
Yes.
There you go.
Double points.
There, we got one in the bag.
Well, for it to count, though, it has to be all 3 of us, has it?
Oh,
of course, yeah.
That's the only trouble when you got 3 people. It has to be all 3, you see.
I've ruined it.
So yeah, for fuck's sake, Harvey.
Why didn't you have that one in there? But,
I mean, it might be his number one. We don't know.
Oh yeah,
You know.
that's very true.
So anyway, Neil, why Bishop Brennan up the arse?
Well, he doesn't
Maybe I
laugh
should
at anybody.
rephrase that.
Yeah.
Why did you kick Bishop Brennan up the arse?
And who doesn't enjoy seeing a bishop get kicked at the arse anyway?
Well, this is it.
But it's just the lead up throughout the whole episode, isn't it? And then when he finally does it at the end, I mean, what a welly and what a way to kick him up the arse. But it is just proper funny, the build up to it, the whole, like I say, the whole episode. I mean, it really is. But yeah, it's Ted's expression at the end as well when he finally kicks him at the arse. It's proper worth a belly laugh. It's hard to portray it on a podcast, isn't it? You need to have
Bishop
a look.
Brennan like for the next whatever many days when he's just going.
It's just quiet, wherever he goes through like customs or whatever it is when he's coming back and everything.
And he meets the Pope. He's in front of the Pope, isn't he? He meets the Pope. He kicked me up the ass, and then he's like Batman, and he's got his like wings out, and he's running down the thing. Oh, it's so good. And that was like a two-parter, wasn't it? Because that was like wasn't that the second part of the football episode, wasn't it? Because that was the.
Yes, that was the forfeit.
It was the forfeit, wasn't it? With Father.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, from that. Yeah,
because he learned that he cheated. Spoilers. He cheated in the football episode, so he had to do that, and he had to kick Bishop Brennan up the arse. Oh, so good. And did you? I don't know, Neil. Did you know that there was a Laurel and Hardy like drama series about their later days, where our good friend from this country who played Len,
Trevor Cooper. I'd read about that he was in it. I've never seen it.
Father Bishop Brennan played Stan Laurel.
Oh, really?
In that, yeah.
And well?
I only saw about 10 minutes of it, but it looked really good. It looked, and Trevor Cooper hardly had anything to say because obviously Oliver Hardy had a stroke, so he was in the hospital bed and not really saying anything. But it looked like it was really good. Yeah, but he was in there. I didn't realise that. And he's also in Harry Potter, I think, as well, isn't he?
Oh, is he? I can't remember.
He's something.
He's something or other.
Yeah. Okay then, Harvey, you're number 6.
My number 6 is actually the football episode.
Oh, right.
And it's when Mrs Doyle starts getting really into it, and then the crowd is building with more and more Irish women just in the crowd. It's your shit, which is one of my favorite things. I'm a big football fan. It's one of my favorite things in football. But there's also one thing that really, really tickles me, and it's when someone slides in for a tackle. He's moving at like a snail's pace to take the ball off someone, and Mrs Doyle goes, "Where did he come from?" And that's you don't really hear that anymore. And I was thinking about it today, and I think it's because the camera angles are so good now. You see everything, whereas like back in the day, you watch. I remember like so many people saying that, and it being a really like standard cliche thing people say about football. Oh god, it's so funny.
Yeah, I'll tell you another thing in regards to how. I remember seeing Dennis Wise, who used to play for Chelsea, where the crowd would tell them that there was a man coming. That sounds awful. Yeah, but like Dennis Wise would have the ball. I remember seeing it. Dennis would have the ball, and the crowd would go in like behind you or something like that, and he'd look and then pass it away. I mean, is that something that's always happened in football? Has the crowd always shouted if there's a man on or there's a man coming towards you or something? I've never noticed that before, and it's very rare that, like you say, you see it anything like that today.
One of my big loves is that the crowd goes shoot.
Yes. yeah, everybody does that, don't they? It's like it doesn't matter if they're like 60 yards away, just going, oh shoot.
That whole episode it kills me, man. The Father Romeo Sensini with their little ringlet of hair.
And they're like, is it the over 70s? Is it over 70s priest football? So good, so good. I love watching football matches in like TV and stuff and movies. It's just that I don't know what it is. Like the Bed Knobs and Broomsticks football match. I always love watching that.
Is that your favourite football match from the TV?
Oh no, Escape to Victory.
Is that your favourite?
Oh my god, Escape to Victory is. It was on again a couple of weeks ago, and I was nearly crying. I knew what happened. I knew what the score was, and he was crying at the end when they all got away. Spoilers.
I mean,
Have you
I
seen
haven't
Escape to
that
Victory, Harvey?
ages.
I have, yes, yeah.
When fucking Pele. Well, first of all, in the second half, when please Hutch. He's telling Sylvester Stallone that they don't want to go. They want to go out and play. And then Pele comes out and scores that overhead kick that even Max von Sydow gets up, and the Nazi gets up and claps at it. It's fucking great. What a movie! John Walk, Russell Osman, all these Ipswich Town, Kevin O'Callaghan, who got his arm broken. Oh God, that's the only thing. Normal football matches, even like Ted Lasso, the football in it, I just hate watching it because it looks so forced and so choreographed. Because they have real...
Everyone, sorry to butt in. Have you seen Sylvester Stallone at Goodison Park when he went as a guest one time?
No.
Someone got him a jar of Bovril.
Oh, really?
The camera's supposed to, and he has a bit. He's like,
oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
Funny.
I've got a hateful relationship with Bovril. First time I went to watch my dad, I probably told this story before, but went to watch my dad play football. I was stood on the sidelines with whoever the manager was. I could have been no older than 5, and the ball came wellying over and smacked me straight in the face. My first experience, cried my eyes out. So the old boy manager with his pipe got just the thing, and he went into the dressing room, came back out and gave me a cup. Drink that, you'll feel a lot better. And it was Bovril.
Right.
I mean, obviously I didn't. It made me cry even more when I had a
it didn't make you feel good?
No.
I thought when you said that, I thought he was going to get a tub of Bovril and I was rubbing it on your face because you got it on the
no, he made me a cup of Bovril, a hot cup of Bovril at 5 years old. I've never been able to stand the stuff since.
That'll put hairs
Are
on.
we all football fans here?
Yeah, well, Neil's a Spurs supporter, so 2 out of 3 of us are.
It just reminded me just then. It's my last football story, but there's a comedian. I think he's called Matt Ford, who's a big Forest fan.
Right.
And when Brian Clough was manager, he was often a mascot, or whatever. But he had horrendous acne. And then Clough saw him. It was in the kind of later stage of his life. Like, bloody hell, son! You look like a fucking disgrace. It's like someone slapped you with some pizza. Come here. Come on, I'll sort you out. And he took him into the treatment room and gave him this cream. I can't remember what it's called. And his acne cleared up completely. He couldn't believe how quickly it went because he really struggled with it. And then they went to the nurse. They were like, "Oh, we want more of this. What Brian Clough's given him because it's." And they were like, "What? That's not supposed to be on skin." It was like some sort of some like topical cream from like leftover from the bad days. It weren't supposed to. It's like carcinogenic.
Oh my God!
He's been plastering his face with it.
Oh,
that's Cloughie though. Cloughie always doing things out of the box, and
shit house. Yeah.
Very good. Okay then, Neil, we will need you on number 6 then, please.
So it's Father Jack's elocution lessons. We've told it that would be an ecumenical matter. An ecumenical matter. The way he's speaking.
Do you want another go at that?
No, because I can't say it either myself. But it's just the whole thing when he's going across the board.
There you
go. But it's when Ted's teaching him with the whiteboard in front of him, and it's the way that Father Jack keeps and can't do it, and it's just hilarious and feels like me when I was at school sometimes.
Dear, that's a good one. Yeah,
that was. I mean, I think I should have made a note of which episodes and which series it was from, but I thought, well,
that was when the bishops came.
That's right.
Yeah,
the Blarney Stone, the Bloodstone one. Yeah,
because he was just having trouble just with the.
Yeah, it's just the way he says it.
Drink. Yeah, so good.
And Ted just completely gives up when he can't because he says that, and he's like, what, drink?
He gets really angry, throws it all.
Oh dear. Well, I'm just going to play it one more time, just so that you know, Neil. Are you ready? We can do it like your Father Ted, or Father Jack. Look, I can play it to you. Right.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
There you go. Go on then.
Ecumenical matter.
Well done. Okay. My number 6. Now I know that this was a different time, obviously. And but it was part of the story, so I'm going for Series 3, Episode 1. Are you right there, Father Ted? And it's the moment when Ted wears a lampshade. So they have to clean up, and so as they're cleaning up, Ted finds a lampshade, puts it on his head, and goes Dougal, Dougal. and stretches his eyes and starts making this Asian Oriental sort of sound out of his mouth. And as he does it, he looks at the window, and there's a family of Chinese people there. They should never be there, but he didn't realise there was actually a Chinatown on Craggy Island. I mean, the one thing I love about that episode is that it is obviously taking the piss out of racism. That's the whole point. Yeah. Racism and fascism, all the isms. It's taking the piss out of all of them. But it's weird how in this day and age, I'm finding it uncomfortable just explaining that clip. You know, because it feels like you got to be careful how you explain that clip. It's so funny.
I know it is, but to me, in the alternate argument, you're explaining what Father Ted does. You're not justifying it. You're just saying what he does. So you shouldn't feel uncomfortable.
But isn't it a state of the world today that I'm finding it uncomfortable to do that?
Fight back, Pav. Fight back. Don't. You're doing nothing wrong.
I know I'm not doing anything wrong. No, but I mean that's obviously the episode where the famous "So I hear you're a racist now, Father." Comes from, and it kind of does foreshadow in what it is this day. You do one little thing and all of a sudden it's everywhere, and you're tired with that whole brush that all of a sudden now he's getting eggs thrown at him when he's going into the pub and all of that kind of. But I felt sorry for the was it the Samoan or the New Zealand Maori? He said, of course there are no New Zealand Maoris on Craggy Island. And
people forget what irony is. That's the problem.
That is true. It's like Goldie and Bronzy, isn't it? Only made out of iron. Thank you. Wasn't that a Baldrick? That was a Baldrick thing. Anyway, okay.
All week.
We're halfway through, and I never told you this, Harvey, did I? But we're going to do a quiz.
No.
But we're going to do a quiz. Now, I will warn you, Neil, that Harvey is a quiz master.
Oh,
his name is on the shield where I work as the quizzer of the year.
Right. So I'll win this one. Yeah.
What year was it, Harvey? What year did you win?
I think it was 2022. Fine year.
2020. Yeah. Post-COVID.
Yeah.
Post-COVID winner. So there you go. Very impressive. Okay. I have 10 questions. We will start. Well, actually, Harvey, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first. Why not?
You're going to go first. Okay. It's 2 points for a correct answer. If you get it wrong, I'll hand it over to your compatriot and to your man in the other corner. Number 1. Which TV program does Dougal pretend to be on using the broken TV after Jack throws a bottle through the screen?
Is it This Is Your Life?
Take off, cop!
No, it isn't. Over to you, Neil.
Oh, was it? I was thinking of some. Was it a quiz show or something? But no, I can't remember. No.
Take off, cop!
It was actually Top of the Pops.
Top
of the Pops. How did that gobshite get on the television? That one. Okay, then, Neil.
Yes.
In the episode The Passion of St. Tibulus, what is the name of the cinema that Ted and Dougal demonstrate against?
Oh, bloody hell. Sister Mary's.
Take off, cop!
It's not. Harvey?
All I've got in my head is Tivoli, which I think is an actual cinema. And it's not right.
Is that your answer?
It's my answer, yeah.
Take off, cop!
It's not. It's the Ormond.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Harvey, your next question. Who is Father Ted's nemesis?
It's Cyril and... Oh, God. Dick. Oh. Fuck! Oh, I can't remember the name. Dick Byrne.
Stick this effing pitchfork up your hole.
Well done. Yes. It is Father Dick Byrne.
The one I knew.
Father Oh, no. Right then, Neil, here's your second one. Which national anthem makes Father Jack stand up?
Whose is it? Russia's. I can't remember.
Take off, cop!
It's not. Harvey?
I think it's Les Marseillaise, the French national anthem.
I stick this effing
well
pitchfork
done.
up your hole.
Well done. So, Harvey, back to you. In the episode Entertaining Father Stone, who knew what Father Ted was up to?
Oh. I'll just say Dougal. I don't think it is, but yeah.
Take off, cop!
It's not. Neil?
Is it Mrs Doyle?
Take off,
Oh.
cop!
It's not. It's the old woman,
Oh.
part of Father Stone's family. She goes,
Right.
I know what you're up to.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Okay, Neil.
Yes.
Although you said this in your facts, what is Mrs. Doyle's first name?
I'll have a look.
Because I think you said that its name is never actually spoken, but I think it is in one of the episodes.
Oh, I don't know then. Yeah, because it says in my facts when I
Yeah.
looked it up that first name was never mentioned. Oh, contentious. Sandra.
Take off, cop!
It's not.
I don't
Father
know this.
Harvey.
I'm going to say Deirdre. I've got no idea.
Take off, cop!
It's Joan.
Who was it?
Joan.
Apparently
Wow.
so.
Where's that said? I can't remember.
I have no idea,
No.
mate. So whose question is it now? That is
That was my question.
that was
wasn't it?
yours. So back to you, Harvey. What movie did Father Ted suggest be watched in order to help Dougal in the episode Speed 3?
Oh. What movie does he suggest to Dougal to watch?
So what movie did Father Ted suggest to be watched in order to help Dougal in the episode
Die.
Speed 3?
Die Hard.
Take off, cop!
No, Neil?
Speed.
It's not.
I can't
Take
remember.
off,
I would have been so.
So when he gets the other priests involved, they decide that they go and watch the Poseidon Adventure
Okay.
Right.
because it has a priest in it. Basically, that was the only reason. Okay, Neil. What is the name of Ted's friend who he always calls at the worst possible moment?
What's his name? I don't know. John. I really don't know.
No.
take off, cop!
Harvey?
Again, I'm not too sure. I'm going to go Father O'Reilly.
It was Father Larry Duff.
Yeah.
Father Larry Duff. Okay, Harvey, your last question. How much did Ted have to pay in order to bail out Mrs. Doyle and Father Jack in the episode The Mainland?
$2,000.
Take off, cop!
Neil?
I thought it's no, I'm probably totally wrong. 500.
Take off, cop!
I mean, you were closer. It was £200. And finally, Neil, in the episode Good Luck, Father Ted, Dougal plays air guitar and sings what song?
Oh God! You can tell I haven't watched all the episodes recently. I can picture him. I can't remember the song. Living on a Prayer.
Take off, cop!
It's not. Harvey?
I don't know. I'm going to guess Bohemian Rhapsody.
No.
Take off, cop!
It was Simply the Best.
Right.
There you go. But Harvey, 4-0. 2 correct answers there. So well done.
Well done,
What do I
Harvey.
win?
What'd you win?
My respect.
You win a golden cleric, is what you win. You win a golden cleric. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
someone with a big hairy arse has just come down like Mission Impossible style and stole it. Okay, we're back to the countdown. So, Harvey, you're number 5, please.
So my number 5, I've just written down as Father Damon.
Right,
But-
okay.
The specific bit, what I'm talking about, I love the whole dynamic of him and Dougal. I love that Dougal gets in a friend who thinks he's really cool, and you can see like such a boyish like joy in his face when he like acts up in front of like adults. You
Mm.
know? When when he's with Dougal and at the house, and Father Frost calls Ted, and he's like, "Oh, it's time for his dinner, so tell him to come back home." And he's like, "Oh, I'm not coming. Tell him to feck off." And Dougal's face is like,
Can I just say that's my number 4?
Oh, okay.
"Oh,
That episode. There you go. Because I think Dougal's expressions when he becomes the rebel is just pure genius and funny. And like you said, that bit when he says "feck off" is honestly, there's the look of shock on his face. It's just it's just
it's
hilarious.
his '90s hair, the kind of slick back sort of side part style. Who's you like better, Oasis or Blur?"
That's right.
It's beautiful. I love that whole bit.
And when Dougal gets the earring and he's trying to walk into the room like a crab to the side so that
Yeah, that's it.
Father Ted can't see it. Oh, that's such a good episode. Okay, so that was your number 5. So Neil, your number 5.
It's so when Father Ted and Dougal try and get Jack sober, when Jack calls Ted the gobshite, and he gets all those bits when he gets his glasses stolen by the crow, and at the AA meeting, that whole bit in the AA meeting. I mean, I think you played the clip anyway at the beginning, didn't you? So yeah, I just think that's hilarious, that bit, especially when he gets his glasses stolen.
That's the bit. That's
Yeah,
fucking
it's
birds
just-
again.
It's just hilarious. And then you see it back at the nest with all the glasses.
Yes.
In there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there we are. I just think that's hilarious, both of them. So
That's the mainland episode, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The other thing, I always find like a good comedy series is a series that can cram so much in, because that mainland episode is also the episode with Victor Mildrew, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's
It is,
so much
actually.
all crammed in to that one episode.
But they were
But-
masters of doing that, though.
They
isn't
were.
Because when you haven't watched them for a while, it's like I say, you remember the scenes, but you forget where you saw them.
Yeah.
You know, after a while, which episode they're in. That's the problem.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, that's your number 5. My number 5, I'm going right back to the start. Series 1, Episode 1, Good Luck, Father Ted. And so Father Ted's going to be on a TV show, and he's asked, when they phone up, he said, yeah, just see Tom. He'll be there with I shot JR. And when Father Ted finally goes and meets up with Tom, sorry, it isn't. It's when the TV crew go and see Tom, and he pulls his trousers down, and he says, "Can you believe my dad did this to me? Does it look like a face?" And he's bent over with whatever it is, and the look of horror on this TV like producer's face or whatever it is. It is, and then that Tom guy. He's only in the series a couple of times, isn't he? But what a fucking, it's just a genius. The I shot JR t-shirt on.
I killed a man, father.
That was the other thing.
That's
All right, okay, yeah. I need to go and find these people. It was just, I mean, I can't remember which episode it is when he gives Father Ted a lift, but he stops off at
That's the car episode, the raffle, Ghost
he
Town.
stops off at the bank. He says, "No, I've got money.
Oh,
I
no.
just couldn't be bothered to fill out the forms."
Yeah.
He goes in there and you hear gunshots going off and all stuff like that. Such a good.
So
there you go.
That's a different episode. He gives them a lift in the sewage truck, and one is to open the doors and one is to blow the pipe.
That's
They can't
right.
work out.
That's right. And you can tell when they get covered in the manure, you can tell that was obviously a cold day that they filmed that, because they both, Dougal and Ted, in real life look like they're really pissed off, because it looks like it was cold and horrible and they're wet, and it was like, we're going to do it in one take. And I wonder whether they did it in one take or whether they did it like 5 or 6 just to piss them off. I don't know. Okay, that's number 5. So your number 4 then, please, Harvey.
You know what he'd love? It's when he sees Victor Meldrew. He just has this like twinkle in his eye and a little moment. He's like, "You know what he'd love?" And you know exactly what he's gonna say, and it's just like, it's from that moment. It's like, "Oh no, please don't." It's so funny. I've been guilty of doing things like this before. Just
elaborate.
Not-
Who to?
I don't think I can say anything specific. Nothing that I can remember anyway, but it's just like something you shouldn't say. Like,
Mm.
I've met people in previous jobs who have been sort of middle in notoriety or higher, and you just try not to say the thing, but it's all you can think about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's
Absolutely.
just,
It happened awfully to me when I was working for a video chain, a very famous video chain. One of my members of staff, a guy came up, lovely guy, but he was completely missing an ear on one side. And the guy served him all these sort of big sale, put it all in a big bag and went, here you go. And for some reason, that was me done. I don't know why. It was stupid. I had to go out the back and, oh dear, never felt so bad in my life.
have you seen Wayne's World, you two?
Yeah.
It's like when he sees that guy who's got one eye missing.
Oh,
He's like, all that's left now is to cross the T's and dot the
that's it.
lowercase
Exactly
J's.
that moment,
Oh dear. It's the
But
thing
it's just that he keeps bumping into him, and he keeps doing it even when he doesn't mean to. And I think Dr. Meldrum's just battering him, doesn't he? Like smacking him with the
You
bag.
see it goes back and he's got him in a headlock, hasn't he? And he's giving it all the. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. To the point that right at the end of the episode, he's just visiting a house, isn't he? Because he obviously lost. And he opens up the door and it's Father Ted, and he turns around and he goes, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a good episode. Such a good episode. Okay, so that was your number 4. Neil, your number 4 was Father Damo.
It was, and Dougal.
So my number 4, I'm going Series 2, Episode 4, which is the Father Damo episode and the old grey whistle theft. And it's when Ted just wants some peace and quiet on the beach, and this couple come up and they're just going, "Fuff off, you bastard," because they're not allowed to swear. Yeah, pedophile. All this stuff. And then the guy comes out with his whistle, doesn't he? He goes, "No, calm down, calm down." But this is another one of those moments where this is a beach. This is supposed to be a beach, and it's just this hard rock face
And looking really cold again.
and it just looks grey and cold and horrible, and there's just no joy or there's just no colour there. And this is where Ted wants to go, just to go and get some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And he has this couple there just because, and there's no one else on the beach, and they couldn't just go over there and this is our fuffing spot, bastard.
They say they go there every Saturday or something. He's like, well, it's Sunday.
Oh dear, so good. So good. Okay, that's my number 4. So we're on to you for your number 3 then, Harvey.
My number 3 is the sheep rustling episode.
Right.
I think it's quite early on. And they uncover it as the farmer who's reported the sheep stolen. And Ted uncovers it and is like, Bargo Boyle! And then all the rabbler goes, oh! And there's a guy, fucking hell. He does it twice. And it is the most perfect comedic timing of fucking hell I've ever heard in my life. It just always gets me.
I think that's Graham Linehan that does that line.
I think it is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it is.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, because it's
That's
like
been,
there's the whole whoa, like the sort of intake of breath, a little slight murmuring, and then the fucking hell, just in the corner. And then the fact that like it bites Father Ted on the ass, doesn't it? Because he'd actually put a bet the winter fuel payment on Chris, I think was the name of the sheep, wasn't it, to win? So with him doing all this Hercule Poirot detective work means that they have to spend the winter in a box. Oh, fucking hell. That's a great one. And I think as well, our mutual friend Mel, that was one of her favourite moments as well. I'm sure that was what she said to me.
Oh, that's cool. It's a running thing in my family since I was young. I watched this from a very early age, and we still just crease about this all the time.
You must love Hey Jude. When you hear John Lennon shout it on that single, you can hear him saying it, can't you? Literally,
I
even
can't
if they
stand
play
the
it on...
Beatles.
Well, there's John Lennon you can famously hear just go, fucking hell.
Where's
really?
That? Which part of the song?
Right near the end. And when they play it on the radio, you can still hear it if you know where it is. It's in the all the la bits. Which is the majority of the song, but near the end, have a listen. You can hear 2 bits of dialogue which was picked up, and they left it in there, but you can genuinely hear John Lennon go, "Fucking hell."
Maybe it was Graham Linehan that did it.
Oh,
maybe that's where he got the idea
John
from.
Lennon. Yeah,
maybe that's where he got the idea. Yeah. Go on then, Neil. You're number 3.
So this is quite a big moment, but it appears on a lot of the best moments of Father Ted if you watch it on YouTube. It's the laundry department when they're trying to escape.
It's the Christmas episode.
Yeah, it is absolutely genius the way they've done that. You know, being in a place where they really know they shouldn't be and trying to get out, and they're all behind each other. Almost, I was going to say Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Gang style of looking around corners where they all go around. It's old comedy, but pure comedy. So I find that great is when you see, and again, a slight physical element to it.
It becomes like a scene from Platoon, though, in the end, doesn't it?
Well,
Where they got somebody on point, somebody else, they flick their eye with a bra strap or something, saying, "Oh, you leave me behind. I'm just going to slow you down."
That's the one. Yeah, and Graham Norton's in that one, of course, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah,
he is. And I've noticed some of the watching it over again for this. I noticed a couple of the priests. One of them, and I can't remember his name, but he was in Line of Duty? No, not Line of Duty. What was the thing with Idris Elba? What was the Luther? He was Luther's like boss. But that was, and he was also General Nadine from Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
yeah. Although I think they ADR'd his voice. They put a different voice over him. But because I was looking at him, I recognise that like a face, but like an older face. And I looked up, and yeah, he was in Return of the Jedi back in 1983.
It's a small world.
Don't quick, Disney will be demonetizing the video.
Yeah, and I've still got to go and watch Snow White. I'm rushing to watch that.
Oh God, yeah. Let's not go down that route, Neil, shall we? Eh?
I'm not saying a word.
We don't need to talk about that.
Supporting it.
We don't need to talk about that. Okay, my number 3. We did mention the car earlier on. This is Series 2, Episode 2, Think Fast, Father Ted. And this is when they've got the car that they can use for a raffle. And Dougal tells Ted, "Oh, there's a little bit of a dent there." He says, "Oh, I'll just knock it out with the hammer." "Oh, no, I've got that." And then a perfect sort of quick cut to this car that is nothing but dents, and it's just been hacked to pieces. That's the thing.
This is my number 1.
Eh?
This is my number 1.
That's your number 1. Well, there you go.
Is,
See, there you go. It is that thing that I think Graham Linehan and Arthur Matthews do so good, which are those quick cuts to the punchline, which I think is a comedy thing that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but they are masters of it. Something that they'll talk about, and it's that reaction. You see their reaction before you see what they're looking at. And it works every time. They're so good at doing that. And that one is just a top class one. So we've already got... So, I mean, Neil, is it in your top 2, that one?
No, it's not.
Oh, well. Then that doesn't matter. But that was my number 3. So your number 2 then, please, Harvey.
And now the new single from Radiohead. They look after the priest he's been really depressed, really suicidal, and they finally get him out of his funk, and he's in a really good mood. He gets on the bus to go back home, and the bus driver says, "Do you mind if I put the radio on?" He puts it on, and now the new single from Radiohead, and it just sends him straight.
That was Tommy Tiernan, wasn't it? I think that was the priest. And I love the fact that they turn the contrast of like the picture down, don't they? So it starts off a little bit brighter, and then as he's slowly wallowing back into depression, it all goes a lot more sort of darker, and that's so funny. What episode's that from?
I can't remember.
No.
I feel exactly the same about Radiohead. Everyone I know is a huge fan of Radiohead.
Not me, Harvey.
I was an art student, and I make art now, and I kind of hang around in art in circles, and everyone is obsessed with Radiohead, and I don't get it.
Welcome to the club. I'm the same.
I'm not averse to sad music. I listen to a lot of the Smiths, one of my favorite bands, but I can't deal with Radiohead. I don't know what it is.
I'm in the minority for once. I really like Radiohead. I got really excited when they announced that they're probably going to be doing a tour. So, yeah.
They've got some really good tunes. Every now and then when I hear them, it's good. I can't.
But even
It's just,
I will honestly, hand on heart, say I don't love every album or every track because some of it's just even too experimental for me. But when they get it right, they get it right, and I think
yeah,
and they are masters at their craft. They're all fantastic musicians and everything.
yeah,
So,
yeah, no doubt, yeah.
And
yeah.
anybody that knows me knows that there are blind spots in my musical thinking, and anybody that's listened to this podcast knows for definite that it is Radiohead, Pearl Jam, those kind of bands, all the bands
Joy
that
Division.
Neil, Joy Division, all those bands that Neil loves. I've tried it. Our mutual friend Mel has told me, listen to this. I've listened to it,
Yeah.
and I'm just glad I didn't have anything sharp near me because Jesus, it is so. And again,
I haven't always
I
steered you
love sad
wrong, no?
songs, but
I said I haven't always steered you wrong.
I mean, not
Rumours?
always. Yeah, no, absolutely.
So-
But it seems to be that trifecta of Joy Division.
Pink Floyd as well.
Oh, Pink Floyd. There's another one. It's a quadrifecta, whatever that is.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I just don't understand. But people that love Radiohead, don't they? And I'm obviously
Yeah.
I'm in the minority because the amount of people that absolutely are so passionate about them, same as Pearl Jam, same as Pink Floyd, all of those bands, I just don't get it. And I've spent afternoons listening to each of those bands, and I just doesn't float my boat. But then the world would be boring if everybody liked the
But
same.
if Radiohead were produced by Stock Aitken and Waterman, you'd
Now
be
you're
there.
talking. I mean, now you're talking. God's sake, why hasn't that ever happened?
Yeah.
Anyway, go on then, Neil. You're number 2.
So he's joining on from your lampshade on the head joke. It's at the window with the mark on the window. The same episode.
Yes, I forgot about that one.
That is probably
Oh my
what this was a toss-up nearly of my number one. When I first saw that, I thought there is absolute comedy genius. It's hilarious, isn't it, when he's doing that and Elon Musk eat your heart out, and he's going through. Yeah,
it's the fact that before that he's going, look at that perfectly square bit of black dirt on
That's
the window.
right.
How is it impossible? It's almost impossible to have a perfectly. And then he sees the Chinese family, and that's when he starts. Look at him, just walking away. He's just walking away. It's so funny. I can't believe I haven't got that one in my top 10.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
Just that in that episode, probably the funniest moment.
Oh my God. That is so
I
good.
think in that episode when he's getting pelted by those eggs and he ducks into the pub and there's a band playing Irish music, it all stops and everyone in there's Chinese.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah.
funny.
That's right. Oh dear.
It's just, you know, I urge anybody, I mean, I'm assuming anybody that's listening to this will have watched Father Ted, because otherwise this isn't going to mean anything to you. But if you've never watched Father Ted, please go and try and find it somewhere, because honestly, it is one of the greatest comedy shows ever made.
I think they're on the All 4 app in this country.
I think they are.
I think
that's where I watched them. And for a gag per minute ratio, I don't think there's any shows that has got as many, you know, such a great ratio of jokes in an episode.
Maybe Phoenix Nights, maybe
Phoenix Nights. Yeah, the same kind of. Yeah, I would agree with that.
I hope people have watched it, because if not and they don't know what's going on, I've just
No,
done a
exactly.
load
They're
of
not going to know what the
nonsense
hell
with
is
context.
going on. Indeed. And for all of our Patreon subscribers, the video playlist isn't where I put down all these clips. Go and watch that first, and then go and find the episodes, because it'll give you a massive flavour of what you're in store for. And if you haven't watched Father Ted yet, I'm jealous, because then that means you get to watch it for the first time. It's always a go-to one to put on. Okay, that's your number 2. My number 2, I'm going for Series 3, Episode 3, Speed 3, which is my favourite episode of all time. And this is when Dougal has gone out and he's been delivering the milk in only the way that he can, which is completely different to the way that Pat Mustard has been delivering the milk. And the fact that he goes to these two different houses, and you only see the back of the women, but my God, I mean, you see the back of the women, and you can even see how big their boobs are from the back. And he just, you know, innocently gives them the milk, or the one woman opens the door and you see her jump up and down because it isn't Pat Mustard. 2 pints of milk, 2 pints of milk. And then when the episode is finished and he's led in bed and he's like that little bit of silence, those women were in the nip. That's the bit that gets me, because it only just like computes in his childish brain that the women that he's been delivering milk to all afternoon have all been like, you know, waiting for Pat Mustard to deliver the goods, as it was.
Yeah.
And poor old Dougal just isn't up for that job.
And Pav said, I want that job.
I would have had, I'll tell you what, those swing low sweet chariots, those women, goodness me.
Walking like Pat Mustard. Pav Mustard.
Pav
Mustard.
Mustard.
Pav Mustard, yeah.
Pavy was the fastest milkman in the West.
I would take that.
Yeah.
I just wish that they would show like the behind the scenes of that, so you could, or that Dougal was wearing like one of those like personal cameras, so you could see what the women look like from his point of view, because that would have been. I'd have paid for that. Okay, so that was my number 2. Okay, before we reveal our number 1s, where obviously, I mean, Harvey already has revealed his number 1, but it doesn't matter. Harvey, give us a countdown from 10 to 2. Neil will do the same, and then I'll do the same.
So I had Pat Mustard walk, number 10. Number 9, Dougal makes the bishop quit. 8 is the repetition of Ghost Town at the raffle. 7 is the gliding Nan in the Owen McGlove episode. 6 is the football chants from Mrs Doyle and her friends. Number 5, Father Damo and Dougal's relationship. 4, you know what he'd love, with Victor Meldrew. 3, fucking hell. 2, the new single from Radiohead to send the priest into despair again.
Lovely. Go on then, Neil. You're 10 to 2.
So at number 10, it's number 10.
Number 10.
There's a slip there. So at number 10, it was Father Jack's Hair Alight. Number 9, Father Jack's Brick. Number 8, Mrs Doyle hanging the decks. Where are we? Number 7, kicking Father Brennan up the arse. Number 6, Father Jack's elocution lesson. Number 5, when Father Ted and Dougal get Jack sober. Number 4 is Father Damo and Dougal. Number 3 is stuck in the lingerie department. And number 2, Father Ted the racist at the window.
Lovely.
Sounds like a novel, doesn't it? By Jane Austen.
My number 10 is John and Mary in a face like a pair of tits. 9, F your effing wife. And number 8, I could have you killed. Number 7, kicking Bishop Brennan up the arse. 6, Ted wears a lampshade. 5, does it look like a face? 4, fuff off. 3, getting the dent out in the car. And number 2, those women were in the nip. So, Harvey, your number 1 was the car raffle.
It was specifically the hammering of the car. It hits me in a very personal way.
Oh, really?
It is exactly the kind of thing I do. Like I said before, I make artwork. I study that. I've been doing that for a long time now, and I can't tell you the amount of times I've done that where I've noticed the tiniest little thing. In my head, it's just I know when it's done, but I don't know when it's done. There's no goal. It's just like something that exists somewhere, and I know when I get there. And I've ruined so many things and wasted so much time trying to polish out the tiniest thing and making it worse. So yeah, that just speaks to me more than anything else, I think, in the whole series.
That is a great one. That's very good. Go on then, Neil. What's your number 1?
So put this into context. When I first saw this, the internet obviously wasn't a thing, and it stuck with me for ages. Now, you did play this clip in your little intro bits. And it became, later on, when I did sort of peruse the internet and social medias, it became a meme. It's Father Dougal being explained about the cows.
Right.
I just think it's comedy gold. It's that sort of humour appeals to me every time. And for ages before the internet was big, we used to say it when we went for a night out. That's small, that's far away. And we used to constantly quote that before it was even a thing. So, yeah, it had to be my number 1. A little bit ruined by is it memes they call them? Memes?
Memes.
Memes. Is it memes or memes?
It's memes.
Memes. Yeah.
Memes,
there you go. You can tell I'm really not a social media thing, can't you? I like my comedy pure.
I'm amazed that that's the only time that's gone in out of all of us. I thought that was going to be in there a couple of times.
Yeah.
A couple of us having that one.
But because it became such a quoted thing in the 90s by us, I had to put it at number one. It became my group of friends at that time. We were saying it loads about all sorts of different things. So I thought it has to be number one for me. It just has to be because how much pop culture it became to us then.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. My number one, I think, let me see. Now, yes, you already had it, Harvey. And that is Series 3, Episode 4, The Mainland, and the whole I don't believe it bit. The fact that when the tour guide, then the cave tour guide, is doing that thing that you exactly said about it, does his inner monologue, and he's going, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And then Father Ted, because is he winding cause that's when Graham Norton's in it, isn't he? And they're lost in the cave.
That's right.
Never shouting competition.
That's right. And Dougal's jumper is caught on a thread of something, so that they know that they can find their way out that way. But for some reason, Father Ted is winding it up, stood where he is. He said, "Shouldn't you be following that rather than winding it up?" Oh, I don't believe it, and it's echoing all around the cave. Oh, I love that. Again, all those different kinds of comedy. I love the sort of comedy that gets repeated and repeated and repeated. And I think they go through that maybe 4 or 5 times during that episode. And it's a great punchline at the end that, like I said, it's, he ends up at Father Ted's house and he ends up saying it. Is he still alive, Richard Wilson?
I think yeah.
He must be in his 90s.
One foot in the grave.
One foot in his grave, yeah. But he did. He was in that. That didn't seem. I mean, it's probably 10 years ago. But he was in that weird BBC Merlin thing.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he starred. He was one of the main stars in that, and that was about 10 years ago. We ought to Google it. Really, we're saying, yeah, he's alive, but he could well have been dead.
I mean, he's one of those guys that sort of like I've never heard anyone say that he's like.
But he's always looked old, hasn't he?
Always.
He's one of those people that have just always looked old. So the chances are he's only like 70 now.
One foot in the grave was, that was 90s. Yeah, 1990. Yeah. He was born 1936.
Right, okay.
Wow.
So he'll be 90 next year.
There you go then.
Wow.
So he's actually younger than I thought he was going to be. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, what a cheap joke that was. Oh, dear. Anyway, we've got a couple of honourable mentions just to finish everything off. Steve Skinley said, what would you say to a cup, Father? Feck off, cup. And Dave Spur, down with that sort of thing, careful now. That was one of the things that, again, it shows you the amount of fantastic moments they got because we didn't even mention the trial of St. Tibulus or whatever it was.
We didn't, did we?
No.
There wasn't a lot of Mrs Doyle mentioned either, was there?
That's true. Phil James, that would be an ecumenical matter.
Yeah.
At Reboot Deboot Pod on X just said way too many. So thank you for that. Who takes socks off says, gotta be cows in the caravan. I hear you're a racist now, Father, or my lovely horse.
Oh yeah.
My lovely horse. And at Southern View said it has to be Dougal on the milk float, set to be blown up if it drops below 4 miles an hour. I laughed till I cried.
Yeah.
So
another one I just suddenly remember with Mrs Doyle was when she appears suddenly when Father Ted comes down really late at night and she's got the tea there already. I've been waiting for this moment.
Tea, Father. And when she eats her own sandwich as well, she's actually has to do a quality control. Yeah. Oh dear. Well, that's it. We did it. We finally did it. I feel this is one as well that I think we did it in 6 months' time. It could be completely different top 10.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah. You could easily do a whole different top 10 on this one. But so your artwork that you do, Harvey, is that something that is available for people to look at and to buy, or?
Yeah, I guess so. It's all very low key. I just kind of I do things my own, sell my own, avoid the galleries as
Oh,
best as I
right.
can.
But do you have an Instagram page or a website or anything like that?
I have Instagram. I'm at Harvey HS.
Okay, we'll put that in the link in the show notes, and then people can.
Oh, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
No problem at all. No problem at all. We don't need to do the links and everything, Neil, because everyone will hear that at the end of the episode, and your dulcet tones will be there once, as always. Thank you very much, Harvey, for joining us. It's been
my pleasure. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's good fun.
Now go off and do your confessionals and 5 Hail Marys and all that kind of stuff. Whatever
We'll
it is
be
you
over
do.
later to confess. Yeah.
Yes, and get those stockings and suspenders off as well.
I'll get the kettle on.
You get the kettle on, indeed. Neil, thank you very much for joining us again, mate. It's lovely to have you back.
Thank you very much, Pav. Thank you very much, Harvey. It's been great to meet you, my friend.
Cheers. Likewise. Good fun.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for watching and listening. And that would be an ecumenical matter. Feck off.